Chamber board member, also vice president for communications at Community Health of South Florida. And today I have the honor and privilege of speaking with Melissa Cardoza, who is the owner of the Luxe Assistant, which you were just telling me, pretty interesting company. Tell me how you founded it and how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Luxe Assistant is a US-based virtual assistance company. So what I mean when I say US-based is that we're a little bit off the path of the regular virtual assistance companies. Our virtual assistants are all located here in the United States. The majority of us are in South and Central Florida. And we provide business administration or operational support for small to mid-sized businesses. But like I was telling you before we started, we actually started by providing personal assistance services to high and ultra high net worth clients with a specialty with Major League Baseball players.
That's pretty cool. So like, what kind of services do Major League Baseball players need?
Yeah, so basically what we did for them starting in the beginning was everything that it takes to run their personal life, we took care of. So we made sure that their bills were paid. We make sure that their travel was coordinated. We managed their calendars. Baseball players in particular, in February, they all go to Arizona for training for about 90 days. So we would take care of their short-term rentals when they got there. And then they disperse to the states that they play for. So we would find their rentals when they go there. And then a lot of them have investment properties here in South Florida since they live here full time. So we would make sure that their investment properties are, everything's still running. Their homes are still running. Their cleaning people are still going, their bills are getting paid, their credit cards are getting paid. So we just kind of make sure that their personal life keeps running so that they can focus on baseball.
That's pretty cool. And how do you even start something like that?
So I come from a private banking background, and in that background, I actually met somebody who had a virtual assistance company, and I started working for her. When I started working for her, I was, I believe, like 21 years old. And then in 2020, she decided to retire. Well, not really retire. She got a job with one of our clients full-time as a COO of their company. And she offered me if I wanted to take over the company. So at that time, I was 24 and I was 8 months pregnant. And it was kind of like, okay, you need to decide now. You want to take over the company and kind of keep it going, or, it's up to you, or we can close it. And I have always been like a go-getter. And I was like, okay, you know what? I know nothing about owning a company, but I will figure it out. So I told her yes. And then that was the year that COVID hit. So a lot of the clients ended up leaving. I think we were left with somewhere between 3 to 5. And it was like a crazy year. So that's where I came up with the idea for the business administration, because businesses were it was a really tough year for businesses that year in 2020. And so I was like, you know what? Businesses are still needing the help to keep their business running, but it's hard to afford full-time employees during this time. So that's where I came up with our service, which is about half the cost of a full-time employee. And that's where we really hit. And it was just, we had amazing success that year. We ended up going from the 3 to 5. In about 3 months, we had like 25 clients, all business related. And it just kind of grew from there. So now our focus is definitely the business side, although we still do provide personal assistance services to about 20 clients. But the business side has been the real boom since 2020.
That's so impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
For a young woman.
Thank you very much.
I'm super proud of you. So, tell me about what sorts of services you do for these companies.
Yeah, so for the companies, it really depends on what the specific company needs. So we're not industry specific at all. We work with so many different industries, from restaurants, we work with a lot of attorneys, medical offices, we work with real estate investors, we work with artists, art galleries, art brokers, dog walking companies. I mean, everything under the sun, pretty much we've worked with. And for them, it depends on the need of the company. So some companies only hire us for payroll and HR. Other companies hire us for invoicing and credit card processing. Others for bill payment and bookkeeping. We have a CPA on our team, so some others for taxes. So we're really a one-stop shop. Anything that's operational that a company needs, they can come to us for.
How do you learn the company?
So I have a one-on-one meeting. It's usually between 2 to 3 meetings with the company where we'll discuss what their needs are. And I personally will sit with them and learn their systems. I'm a super quick learner. But what I'll do is I'll record those meetings. So when we do start working with them, we'll have the recordings in their file. And then me and whoever their main assistant is will actually create internal processes. And so we'll have those on our file so that if our assistant is ever sick or out for the day, anybody else can always jump in. So we all know how to do it. Or if I have internal turnover, the company will never feel the difference because we're just internally trained. We have all the internal processes in place. And then a lot of times what has also happened is when companies outgrow us, so usually we stay to small to mid-sized businesses. When they get a little bigger, they start to do everything in-house. We've actually had companies use us to consult in the last like 3 months on that transition, and we turn over our processes to them. So we create that whole internal processes so that we all know kind of what to do for each company.
How do you keep track of all that?
Yeah, so we have systems in place. So one of the main systems that we use that I'm a partner with is called ClickUp. It's a task management system, and it's amazing for what we do. We even use it personally. We all have like our own personal boards on ClickUp, but basically it allows you to create tasks. And within those tasks, it's super detailed. You're allowed to put a due date. You're allowed to make it recurring. So for example, a lot of times payroll, just as a quick example, is done every 2 weeks or once a month. So every time the payroll comes up and you finish it, you can complete it and it'll come back 2 weeks later automatically. You're also allowed to assign it to a specific team member or multiple team members. You're allowed to leave notes and screenshots and PDFs. You're able to attach emails to where you can click the email and it'll take you right to it. So that system is definitely like the hub of all of our work. It's like the brain.
Wow.
Yeah.
And beyond all this, you're a mom, right?
Yes, I'm a mom of 2. My husband and I started dating in high school, and so we've kind of gone through this whole process together. We had our oldest son, Jaden. He's 7 now, when we were 20. And our youngest son, Jason, he's about to turn 3 when we were 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're juggling it all. You're doing
Yeah.
it well.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been so fun.
Tell me about, you look back at being a personal assistant for athletes. What's one of the most unusual requests that you've ever gotten?
Interesting. Their lives are very interesting. I think probably some of the more interesting ones are when it comes to the travel, and a lot of them have like pets and things. So we have to figure out how to have the pets travel with them. Another strange one that just entered into my mind was we had one who had 2 yachts. And for, I don't know what the purpose is, but they register the yachts in different places. So not necessarily where they live. In this case, the person had their yachts registered in Grand Cayman Islands. And he called us and he's like, look, I don't know how to do this, but my accountant or his attorney or someone gave him the advice of switching the registration from his yacht from Grand Cayman Islands to Delaware. And he was like, I don't know how to do that. I need you guys to figure it out. So my team was like, okay. So we got that request. We created the task and we just had to jump in and do a bunch of research and figure it out. And, we got it figured out. So that was probably one of the strangest ones.
Quick studies, like
Yes.
you said.
Yeah,
Well,
Google is
thank
our best
goodness.
friend. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So if somebody wants your services, how do they inquire?
Yeah, so we have a few ways that you can get in contact with us. We do have an Instagram where someone's constantly keeping up with the DMs, which is at luxeassistant.co. We also have our website, which is also luxeassistant.co. All of our handles are the same. And then you can also text or call us at 786-708-8066. Our office number does accept text. So sometimes that might be a better way to communicate, just because if people are on the phone, we'll get to your text right away. Or you can email us at support@luxeassistant.co. So just to stress, it's co, not com.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. What
Yeah,
an
thank you.
interesting story.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us today, Melissa. What a fascinating journey you have.
Thank you.
And I'm super impressed with you and your company.
Thank you so much.
And I hope that you will join us for another edition of ChamberSOUTH Spotlight. I also hope that you'll join us at all of our ChamberSOUTH events. We meet at least twice a month for networkers and mixers, where you can meet community leaders like Melissa and many others. And we have a great time, and it's good business. So join us there.